Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today I'm talking about top 10 games for pathological liars. Actually, I'm doing 2 lists. There's so many games about lying, and heads up kids, lying is bad, except in a game, in which case it's fantastically fun. But I did another list called Top 10 Games for Secretive Liars, where there's one person or maybe a couple people trying to hide their lies. This list is very similar to that, except everybody is lying a lot during the course of the game. Give or take. You could maybe take one game and put it on the other list. Either way, you're getting 20 games about lying. Or are you? Am I lying? I'm not. Number 10 for pathological liars is, but wait, there's more. Now, I wanted to put one of these games on this list because there's a lot of games about salespeople. And we all know salespeople are often liars. And in this game, you are selling something. So you have some cards, and you're going to make up a product, but at the very end, someone will flip over a negative thing, and you say, but wait, there's more. They flip it over, and you have to keep selling the product as if that's a good thing. Really funny. People make up the biggest nonsense you'll ever hear in your life. Like I said, there's a lot of these snake oil type games, but this one's my favorite. But wait, there's more. Number 9 is Lifeboat. Now, this is a smaller game on the list. You can play with, I think, up to 7 people. You're all persons stuck on a lifeboat together. And you hate someone on that lifeboat, and you love someone else on the lifeboat. You want to keep the person you love alive, and the person you hate, you want them to fall off. You could hate yourself. You could love yourself. You could hate and love yourself. It's very weird. But in this game, you're just talking back and forth. Sometimes someone gets thrown off. Are you going to pull them back on the lifeboat? You know, are they really on your side? Are they not on your side? There's just all kinds of lies. It's the most soap opera-y lifeboat you will ever find, which was why it made my list. Number 8 is coup. Pretty much every statement that everyone makes in coup is a lie. You were constantly just taking a card saying, this is the card I'm using, and this is the action I'm taking. And then someone else has to decide whether you're telling the truth or lying. You could tell the truth the whole game, I suppose. But there's going to be a point where you're going to want to lie, and you probably will. Really simple, fast game to play. Coup. Number 7, cash and guns. In Cash and Guns, you are pointing guns at each other. Literally, little foam guns. But they may or may not be loaded. But you're pretending they are. Everyone's lying. And you say, oh, there's no bullet in my gun. Don't worry. You don't have to drop out of this round. Or there's definitely a bullet. You're definitely going to drop out. That's pretty much the lying that's in here. But that bluffing, which is lying, is very, very sweat-inducing as you sit there and go, you're all trying to split a pile of money. And if you can force other people to drop out, or better yet, shoot them out, then you'll get more of that money in the middle. Number 6 is Skull. Now, Skull's a game that you might not think about lying. You look at it, it's a little box that has a bunch of coasters in it. But in Skull, you're putting your coasters in front of you, and then you are basically betting and saying, I can turn over this many coasters without revealing a skull. Oh, can you or not? Did the person put a skull there? There's no skull here. My pile's good to pick from. I think they're lying. It's almost like a coaster version of a more popular game called Liar's Dice, but it works really well. It's easy to carry around. I recommend Skull. Number 5 is When I Dream. In When I Dream, it's a pretty simple game. One person has a blindfold over their eyes, there's cards, and people are giving you clues, going around a table, giving you clues, helping you figure out what that card is. Except multiple people there are lying to you. And also there's one person there who will sometimes lie to you and sometimes tell you the truth. Except the people who are lying might tell you the truth a few times so that you don't think they're liars. Because if you come by and this person and the clue is and the word is lion and this person says yellow, cat, and then you say, you know, grass, or maybe that might help me figure out lying, but maybe you say, you know, something ridiculous like cockroach. I'm like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. You must be a liar. So you got to be subtle with your clues as when you're lying, and it's really fun. When I Dream. Number 4 is Good Critters. Good Critters is a game I enjoyed so much when I first played it. I put it in Dice Tower Essentials line, in which you're sitting there, you're all, well, the original game you were politicians, and this new one you're again splitting up the loot afterwards, and you're saying, okay, I'm going to split the loot up this way. Is everyone happy with it? And then you vote on it. But when you vote, you can vote yes or no. You can vote to steal from the pile, but you can also put a token in front of someone else and investigate them, or not. See, the fact is, everyone's going to say what cards they're going to play, and everyone lies about their card almost every time. Or maybe they aren't lying, But you got to figure out who's lying and who's not, and who played what card, and is that person really investigating you or not. This game has not got a ton of love, folks. It is absolutely fantastic. Little card game. If you like that just intrigue and back and forth between players, you will like Good Critters. Number 3 is Bluff, or Liar's Dice, or the many versions it is. You just can't argue with Liar's Dice, the classic game, in which you take some dice, roll them, and then you say how many dice you think of the certain numbers at the table. There's 6 5s. There's 7 5s. There's 8 5s. There's 9 3s. Until someone calls somebody else out, you reveal them, and someone is going to lose some dice. And when it comes down to a few players, you are straight up lying. Sometimes. Or not. And that's why the game is often called Bluff. Really good game. It's been around for many years. Highly recommend it. Liar's Dice. Number 2 is Balderdash. It's in the name of the game. In Balderdash, you have clues with a definition, but no one knows what the definition of that word is, so you just make something up. Now, again, this game can really delve off into the realm of silliness, but if you can write something that sounds very legitimate, if you're a good liar, people might pick your clue. It's very entertaining. I like it a lot. I especially like that in modern versions of Balderdash, they've added other categories like movies, laws that people can't, that are really crazy laws, and you fill in the blank. And the truth is often more strange than the lies you make up, which makes the game hilarious. Balderdash. And number 1 in games for Pathological Liars, Sheriff of Nottingham. Another game from the Dice Tower Essential game. Another game, the first time I played it, I loved it, in which you each take turns being the sheriff, and other players will give you a bag full of goods, and they're going to tell you that they're all legal, but they can't all be legal, and someone's probably lying. And in this game, even when you're telling the truth, you want the sheriff to think you're lying, which really changes the whole game on its head. It is astoundingly fun. Many of the games I mentioned on this list we've played live on our channel. Sheriff of Nottingham is certainly one of those. It's just a fun game to watch and to play. As players, you can go straight and tell the truth the whole game, but if you lie, you can get away with a whole lot. So those are my favorite 10 games for Pathological Liars. Check out my other list about games where there's a secret liar. If you got a game that I didn't mention and I should have, mention in the description or in the comments below. Until then, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.